Hello there, it's the Archivist from TradingCardArchives.com, and today we are going to open Marvel cards, and we're going to open a lot of Marvel cards. Can't talk today. Anyway, we're going to open Marvel cards. There's going to be a lot. We've got, what is this? There's 5 boxes, but there's really just 3 sets here. And we'll talk about what we're going to do with all these. Let's look at this one first, just because, I've got it here. It's actually already opened. This is a Hero Battle set from Kayou. They don't have the Marvel license anymore, but they did for like many years in China, and they printed a TCG called Hero Battle, and that's what this is. This is the MWK A box 004, the 5v1 box. Originally, this had 20 packs in it, but I've been giving these packs away with orders, so with eBay orders. So I don't have many left. In fact, I have 1 left. So I'm gonna get rid of this box today, and we are gonna open that pack as part of the video today. But first, let's talk about these. So these are some of my favorite sets. So I have already opened 2 boxes of this myself. I gave a box of this away already, and I have 2 more, which honestly, I don't remember how I got both of. I bought one, but I don't remember the other one. I found on the shelf, and I honestly don't remember how that happened. But I have 2, and so what we're gonna do is we are gonna put one of these into the giveaway pile, and I know that always kind of adds this weird weighting to the giveaway pile because these boxes are so much more expensive, right? Like I pay like $80 for these, which if you're curious how you do that, I'll put a link in the description. But Dave and Adam's Card Store, they're this huge retailer. I think they're on the East Coast somewhere. They have an actual retail store and stuff, and they do a lot of breaking. But they sell a ton of cards online too. And they have this amazing customer loyalty program. They don't have any affiliate program. I don't get paid any money to say this at all. Like, legit don't. They don't even have an affiliate program. If they did, I probably would join it. But they don't have one. But I still love their shop. I mean, I buy a lot of stuff from them. Almost everything on the table here came from Dave and Adams, like all of this did. And they sell things for very cheap. Not all the time, right? Like if something is big, like Pokemon right now, you're not going to get it cheaper there. On the other hand, if you want a Prismatic Evolution ETB, they have one. Well, they have a lot, and they'll sell them to you. And they will even sell you ones that have this interesting provenance trick to them, where they open the case on camera and then take the box out and encase it in acrylic on camera with a QR code. And if you buy that particular box, you get that exact one, right? And it sort of has provenance from case to your door, so you know nobody searched that, right? You know it's not possible because they've encased it. Like you have to crack it open when you get it and break the acrylic in order to open it up, right? Or if you want to keep it in there forever, you can too. But that's like if you're a major collector, that's a way that people buy boxes from Dave and Adams. But they have Prismatic Evolution ETB boxes, and they are not ETB. What are those things? Just special edition boxes or whatever. Those really fancy, good, cool looking ones. The ones I want, the ones everyone wants, the ones you can't get anywhere. They have them, but they're $270. They're like insanely expensive. But it's a choice, right? Like the choice is you don't get that box or you pay that amount of money for the box because nobody else has that box, right? Nobody else does. So if you want one, you can get it there. They have tons of other stuff too. Everything that I pre-order, I get from there. I don't want to show them too much, but they're a very good store. We're going to give one of these away. So I need to random it off. Usually I would weigh it, but I don't want to do this time because I kind of want the heavier one, and I don't want to corrupt that. So we're gonna let the universe decide. This will be 1. This will be 2. And we rolled a 2. We're gonna roll 3 times. We rolled another 2, and we rolled another 2. Well, you know me. The universe likes 2s, and so that one I'm gonna open. The other one is going in the giveaway pile. So once we get to 2,500 subscribers, that's when I'm going to do the next giveaway. We'll open that pile up again. I think there's about 50 boxes. There'll probably be more than 50 boxes in there by the time we run it. There's at least 50 right now. And that's like restocking after the last giveaway. But there'll be one of these in there. Now these are special. If you want this, it's the only thing you get. You won't get any other prizes, but you also get like an $80 box of trading cards for free. So, it's a good deal. Okay, so this one I'm going to open today. This is, of course, Infinity Trilogy. I'll talk all about it. This is Secret Wars. We're going to open that today. And then this is actually super special. So this is a couple of years old now, but I never got a hobby box of this because it's just it was always a little bit too expensive. But I had multiple blaster boxes of this, and love this set. It's a beautiful set. I love Fleer Ultra cards generally. You'll see when we get into them. The reason this box is so big and heavy is because it has the same number of packs, but these cards are very, very thick. Like all of the cards are just incredibly thick. So yeah, well, let's get to this because I don't want this video to be 50 minutes long. Every video I've made since coming back from my vacation has been over 50 minutes long. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, but every single one so far. And I don't know if that's just because like I had a lot stored up from being on vacation or what, but I'm going to try and break that, and we're going to try and do this one a little bit quicker. Although I don't do anything fast, so don't get too excited. Sorry, everything I do is slow, but this will be faster than usual. And we can do that because like we've already opened a lot of this product. We've actually already opened a lot of that product on the channel. So we don't need to talk too much about these. And this one, even though it's a set we haven't opened yet, you can see Allegiance. These are in the same series. So these are going to be very similar types of cards. What they're doing are they're celebrating two of the big cosmic events in Marvel comic history. And what cosmic events mean is it's basically a time where for however many months, like 6 or even a year, all of the comics that Marvel publishes are somehow related to this event. And so when the Infinity Trilogy was going on, every comic from every single minor character would have something in it about the Infinity Trilogy. Like maybe it would just have the whoever it is, Moon Knight or whatever, would look up at the sky and be like, oh, there's Thanos up there, something like that would be it, right? But it would have something to do with the Infinity Trilogy. And then all the main comics, like all the Avengers ones and stuff like that, they were like always about this. And then there was also this like culmination storyline comic, and this is just like, this is the royalty of it all, right? Like this is what the Avengers movies were sort of made up, but I think the comic story is actually way better than the Avengers story. So if you like the Avengers story with Thanos, you'll love the comics because it's so much better, I think, than the movies. Then Secret Wars is just another one of those. So in Secret Wars, it was more Spider-Man and X-Men, but it was really like everybody got involved. X-Men didn't get involved in this too much, a little bit, but not so much. But this was like a lot of X-Men, and Doctor Doom was kind of the main bad guy, but I don't really want to spoil it because anyway, I don't want to spoil it. But let's just say at the beginning, he seemed like he was the main bad guy. And so what we're going to do is there's 16 packs in this box. So I'm going to open 4 of them today. And that's it. And I know that's not a lot, but again, I want the video to be a little bit shorter. I forgot, we actually have opened packs of this before because David Adams gives this set, I think, only costs $60. Not Secret Wars was not as well loved as Infinity Trilogy. It was kind of like the ugly stepchild in the family. I don't know if that's okay to say, but anyway, it was nobody liked this as much as this. This was sort of their like attempt to recapture it, and it just didn't work. But I liked it. I've read actually the entire Secret Wars trilogy. Well, it's not a trilogy, but the entire like Secret Wars sort of comic book series. What there is online, there are crazy people who make these like reading guides, and they tell you like all of the little comics that aren't part of the mainline series that you should also read because Moon Knight looks up at the sky or something. And so I go by those, and I read through all the comics in order, and I try to do it not every year, but like, you know, a couple times I've done it so far. And I've done that with Secret Wars, and Infinity Trilogy I've done that like 8 or 9 times. but I really like Infinity Trilogy. And so we're going to do kind of the same thing here. We'll open up 4 of these packs today, and we're just going to save the rest. I'm not sure what I'll do with them. I need to make like another Archives at Home set, and I was thinking of including packs like this in it, just to sort of like level that up, because the last one had a lot of very cheap packs in it, and it was still like a great deal. Like I think the people who opened it thought it should cost $200 or something. Like no, probably not $200, but it was maybe like $80 a pack, and you would get it for like 40 from me. But I want to level one up. I want to make one that's worth, you know, like $100 or $150, and I still want to sell it for 40. So it's going to be awesome. I'm going to put one of these. These are going to be in it too, and like these packs are crazy. Like it's so rare, but you can get sketch cards from this, right? So you can get like one of one stuff from this set, although like again that is incredibly rare and you should not expect to get that. Like that's like multi-palette rare, like not multi-case rare, multi-palette rare. And so I'll show you these packs. They're so thick, right? They're like completely insane. Anyway, we'll do 4 of those. How many packs do you get in a box? 12. Yeah, okay, we'll do 4. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna go all out today. But I just want to show you, like 4 packs of this is thicker than all of those. So yeah, get ready. They are big cards. But that is Avengers Fleer Ultra. Like Doctor Strange and Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel, right on the top. 2 of my faves. We'll do those last because those are going to be awesome. We'll do those second. We'll do those third, and we're going to do this first. So of the packs that we have here, the Kayou pack is definitely the I don't want to say cheapest, but let's say the least expensive. And that's just because this is a retail TCG set. This is like equivalent to, you know, like Magic the Gathering or something. You'll see when I get into it, but the cards actually have rules on them. And also like a back that you can't see. Oh, and of course I'm going to get Hawkeye. I always forget his name. Anyway, that's I think it's Hawkeye. I'm pretty sure it's Hawkeye. The arrow guy anyway. And so there's an SR of Hawkeye. SR of the Hulk. It's a pretty good looking one too. I like that. And we got a Spider-Man. This is why people love the set too. So because like these cards have you know, like rules on the bottom and stuff. It's all in Chinese. And like if you speak Chinese, awesome. That's probably cool. But if you're just collecting cool artwork, the full art rares like this are the stars of the set. And so there's a rare Spider-Man looking real good. And here is a Thor. Captain America. And Guardians of the Galaxy, Spaceman, Star-Lord, that's his name. Yeah, Star-Lord. Okay, so let's see. What should we do? So these are all rares. Those are the SRs. We'll leave those 2 on the table for now, although I will probably move them in a second here. Also, I need it. Sorry. As usual, completely unprepared for the video that I sat down to record. Like, how are you not prepared for this? My God. Anyway, here is Secret Wars. So these are all now Upper Deck cards, published in the West. So to give you an idea, that the box that this came in, this is a 5 yuan pack from China, and the box had 20 packs in it, right? These have like 16 packs, 12 packs. That box only costs $30. Like at the top, you really are probably only going to pay like $25 for it or something like that pre-tariffs. Now it's probably $35. Now they're almost impossible to find because they've all been sold out. Whereas these boxes are $160 MSRP, although I only paid $60 for this box, just because, again, Secret Wars, not everybody's favorite set. But I don't know why. It was, I don't know, maybe people in the comments will be able to tell me, but like, I actually enjoyed the Secret Wars storyline. I like again, I don't want to spoil it because it is kind of cool where it all ends up going in the end. But it is also, I understand it's not Infinity Trilogy. All right, then we got some kind of parallel here of Enchantress. I don't know why, but for some reason Enchantress is very popular. I every time I see her, I'm just like, why is she so pop? I don't know. Anyway, for some reason this character is very popular, and was a major part of the Secret Wars storyline too. So there is Enchantress. This is some sort of parallel, but it's not a numbered parallel, so I'm not super excited. Oh, there you go. It's a rainbow parallel. I think that's his. Uh, yeah, rainbow parallel. Okay, let me get that sleeved actually. Sorry. I should be sleeving more, but again, I don't want the videos to take too long. And so I was going to do the sleeving afterwards. And so there's two more. This is Kang. So if you watched what was the Quantum Mania movie? Kang was kind of the bad guy in there, and he was sort of the bad guy in the Loki show too, right? But in the comics, Kang looks like this. I think at one point in the Loki show, they actually made him look like that, and I was like, "Oh, it's classic King." But I also think there's like issues with that actor or something. I don't remember. It's the only one wrong. There's the lizard. This Secret Wars had everything. Like every character you could imagine was part of Secret Wars. Like it is insane. Wrecking Crew, they're like a whole group. And we've got getting into a Quinjet, probably. And then here is a Spider-Man, something pretty fancy here. That has a cool effect on it for sure. It also feels a little bit thicker than the others. So that is, oh, to 49. Wow. So that is 21 of 49. That is red diamonds. A red diamonds Spider-Man. I bet that's you know, a $2 card. So I'm joking. I'm actually, hey, I'm gonna go price this card. We're gonna figure out how much that's worth. Also, how cool is it that I can put a card here now? If you've been watching my channel for like a while, you might notice that it looks nicer now. I have some really good lights, and because of that, I don't have like a hotspot anymore. So in over 1,000 videos I made, you couldn't put a card here on the table, or it would just be like blown out super bright, like burn your eyes kind of thing. But now I can just put a card there. I can just put it right there. It's not. I'm sorry. I'm the only one excited about this. I'm really excited about that. Let me pause. I'll figure out how much that's worth, and I'll be right back. Well, I'm not sure. No one has exactly this card, but there is a Spider-Man Noir listed for $70, which seems a little crazy. The rest of them are all more like 40, $30, but they have values. So, because remember, I only paid $60 for that entire box. So, if that card actually is worth $70, it's paid for the box, which is I mean, I just made like a mind blowing thing with my head and hands because that's mind blowing to me. Like I can't even understand that. This is Captain Marvel. So in the Secret Wars comic, that was what Captain Marvel looked like. I forget who that is. Anyway, there was a lot of characters in Secret Wars. Like it got no like by the end when I don't want to I really don't want to spoil it, but when they all get together near the end, it's just like, oh my God, there's 1,000 characters. Like they would have full double page panels with all of them standing in this huge room, and you just be like, oh my God, that's every single Marvel character is in this picture. It was totally wild. She was a major part of it too. And this, like I said, X-Men are also a huge part of Secret Wars. And then we have a team up. Human Torch and Captain America. That has some cool foil effect on it too. And so that is a team up card. Probably one of the insert sets if I had to guess. And then, yep, Fantastic Four. And that is Thor, believe it or not. One of Thor's many more embarrassing costumes. But that is, what is his name? Mr. Fantastic Four. Sorry, I don't remember his name. John Krasinski played him in like one of the movies, right? And they're making a new Fantastic Four show, I think. I remember watching a trailer, but I can't remember what that was for anymore. It looked cool though. All right, here we go. Ah, yes, There were dragons. Don't ask questions. There were dragons. There were definitely dragons. We got a Galactos here. This is neat too. This is a canvas. This is what's called a canvas chapters. So it sort of has like a page from the comic in it. And that's Galactus. And again, I don't want to spoil it, but he is a part of that. Not even, I don't even want to say he's like a major part or even the big villain or anything. But he's definitely in it, for sure. And then we have a assemble card. So this is another big pull. This reminds me of the Splash Ticular cards that you usually get from like a Marvel annual set. But that is Cyclops on the assemble card there. I'm not going to look that one up. I'm sure it's less than this. But this because it's a lenticular and everything, it could be $10. Would be sort of a guess. I'm probably very wrong about that guess, but that would be my guess. And then we got another copy of Thor. We have, of course, Iron Man. Yes, that's what Iron Man looked like. This is like one of Cyclops. Okay. Anyway, there were some goofy costumes in that one for sure there. Let me get the rest of these canvases sleeve. Okay, here. I'm going to pause while I sleeve because I'm not willing to put these in there unsleeved. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just going to sleeve. And I am back, and let's keep going. All I did is kind of put the cool cards over here, right? With Spider-Man right at the front there. Now we're going to get into Infinity Trilogy. This is the, I don't want to say big dog because that's actually a way cooler set. But for me personally, this is the one. I mean, you could tell I bought so much of this product. I will probably buy more. And to be honest, I know I say this a lot. I've never actually done it, except for I bought a case of Yo Gabba Gabba. But if this drops to like $60 the way Secret Wars did, which it might, I would consider getting a case of it. Again, just because for me, it's just one of those sets that is just such a part of, I don't want to say like a part of my life, but like I've read this so many times. And like I know Miss Archivist doesn't watch these videos too often, but if she did, a copy of this comic would be like an awesome gift for me. But I don't think that's gonna happen. But there we got another canvas. The reason is because the compilations are very expensive, the good ones anyway. There are omnibuses that are cheap, but the good omnibuses with Infinity War are hundreds of dollars. And I've never owned one. I've only ever read this online. Like with that, what is that, Marvel? I can't remember what it's called, but there's like this Marvel service you can sign up for and read like all their comics, like every single comic, including super old ones. And it's not a bad service. This is the Disappeared. If you remember in Infinity Trilogy, he like snaps his fingers and a bunch of people disappear, and so these cards kind of commemorate the ones that end up getting disappeared during Infinity Trilogy. Although it's like not actually any real stakes because they kind of all just come back again, but you know, they tried. There's Fantastic Four and Frankie Faye. I don't remember her. I'm sorry. But Infinity Trilogy also was one where there was just like everybody was involved at some point. I mean, I know I said X-Men wasn't as involved, but I'm pretty sure they actually were in Infinity Trilogy in some capacity. I just can't remember exactly what they were doing. The Fantastic Four was definitely there. There's Maxim again. Speedball, it's not what you think. Another cosmic characters. This one is our Cosmic Catastrophe. This is cool. This is Drax. So who played him? Dave Bautista, right? Played Drax in the Guardians of the Galaxy's movies. But this is what Drax looked like in Infinity Wars. It's the same character. Oh, we got a Thanos. Nice. The man himself. And a lot of people don't know, but Infinity is a trilogy. So Infinity War or Infinity Gauntlet is the one that they made the movies about. Then there was sort of like Infinity War after that, which was just a continuation of it all. But they never made movies about those. And then there was also this one that happened after that called Infinity Crusade, which we don't talk about. That was a joke. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. It's not. It was weird. It's weird. It's. I'm just gonna go with it's weird. If you read Infinity Crusade first, you probably won't read a Marvel comic ever again. You'll probably be like, oh, I've had enough of that now. But if you read them in order, it makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, Adam Warlock is kind of the main guy in all of that. Even though he was. Oh, this is a really cool card. So even though like in the movies barely even exists, but I think in the third Guardians they kind of like made him into this comic character, but he's like the super powerful leader of everything in the Infinity uh, trilogy. So this card is so cool because it has the cosmic beings in it, eternity and infinity, and they join together at some point. And this is crazy. If you ever saw that Thor movie with Batman in it, what was his name? I can't remember. The guy who played Batman all the time. Christian Bale. Christian Bale was in this Thor movie as Gore the God Hunter. Not the best Thor movie, but at the end they meet Eternity, and Eternity looks just like this. He's got like all these wavy things in it. It's such a cool scene. Like that movie is almost worth watching just for that scene, so you can see Eternity and like what Eternity would actually look like if Eternity could look like something. This is Agatha Harkness. So if you've seen the Agatha All Along and Wanda show, this is what Agatha looks like in the comics. This is some kind of special parallel too. Sorry, it is not a. Oh, it is serial. So it's 8 of 99 purple boxes. I guess that's true. They are boxes, and it is purple. So I'll go with purple boxes. We'll put that right there. I'm not going to look that up. This one's worth more just because it's to 49. This is probably like a $10 card if I had to guess. At most, like it's probably not. Um, but yeah, anyway, that is what it is. Do I have a complete set of these yet? Probably not. I would love one though. So I have to go through kind of my set and figure it out. It's like I said, I've personally opened 2 boxes, and this is kind of my third. So we'll see. We'll get there. All right, let's put those there. And then, yeah, Agatha, you can go over here. How about that? And we'll leave Drax, but we'll get rid of Maxim. Maxim's not. I mean, Maxim's cool, but he's not the coolest guy. All right, now we'll get into the big boys. These are the Fleer Ultra Avengers cards. This is an original art set, which just means that all the cards are not going to be comic book images. That's kind of what all these were. These are all taken from comics. These were all drawn for this set. Now, there will be some comic book cards and things in here too, but for the most part, they are cards sort of like drawn for the set. And we'll see them there. There's Agent. There's Speed. Literally, his name is Speed. There's one of the comic book covers of Valkyrie there on the Avengers 1963. Beautiful cards. I mean, I love all the Fleer Ultra cards. You can also see that they are thick boys, right? Every single card is thick like this. Now, this is one of the Captain Britain. Oh, God. Let's not get into that. But anyway, Captain Britain exists. And he, oh my God. But this green here means it's a parallel. This is one of the medallion cards. Yeah, medallions. God, these are really stuck together in like a terrible way. That is a Hawkman. No, Hawkeye medallion, sorry. The medallions are kind of cool, but if they're not numbered, they're really just not worth much. So that's not worth a whole lot. And then that is Helmut Zemo. He was great in the Captain America movie. I forget who played him, like this weird actor. I don't want to say weird, but this actor who has like this weird look and stuff played him and did such a good job. I mean, he was so creepy, and it just was like, oh my God, you have embodied Baron Zemo. It was amazing. And then let's just keep going. Here we've got Gambit. Channing Tatum played Gambit in the latest Deadpool movie and was phenomenal. This is my favorite card on the entire universe. I didn't know this existed till just now, and now this is like the top card in my entire collection. So I don't know why, but in my family growing up, this Howard the Duck movie, like the terrible, like no one should ever see that movie. I watched this movie hundreds of times. My dad was obsessed with it. My little brother loved it. I loved it. We would watch this movie like multiple times a week. And it's not good. It is. I've tried to like me and Miss Archivist have gone and tried to like rewatch that. You can't even do it. It's like really hard to watch that movie these days. But man, that was a beautiful movie when it was out. So this is a probably some sort of. It's not like a signed card or anything, but it's definitely a special card there. Then we've got Wonder Man being wonderful. And then we have a not thick card. Those don't happen often in these, but it is a PVC of Captain Marvel. Universe Powers Supreme. Captain Marvel. Beautiful. Let me maybe put that right here. And then we have a Drax. And so this is what Drax looked like in the Guardians. And he's, I think this is like a scene from the Guardians. But that is not what Drax usually looked like in the comics. In the comic books, Drax looked like that. For a while. I think once the movies came out, he started to look like that in the comics. But it was not. I don't think. Anyway, someone will correct me for sure. But we go Winter Soldier. Awesome. The art on these is phenomenal. Moon Knight, love it. And then we've got some sort of team up here with the Avengers and Korvac, right? Of course. Oh gosh, I forgot about that guy. Korvac versus the Avengers. Not that I've read that comic. That's actually that's a good comic. And then we have a full-size comic book cover. Now that's awesome. West Coast Avengers, and it is a parallel too, so beautiful. The West Coast Avengers, just another Avengers team. We needed more than one Avengers team. The world's not going to save itself. So yeah, West Coast Avengers. Then we have Quasar. Quasar. Let's not talk about Quasar. Oh my God, we got Hercules. Oof. Is it hot in here? Is it just me? I don't know. Oof. That's a nice looking Hercules. I'm just kidding. Hercules is literally the Greek god Hercules. Like, he's not a superhero. He's just actually literally Hercules. In the sense that, like, Thor is not like Superman. Thor is just actually literally Thor from Norse mythology, right? That's what Hercules is. And he was one of the Avengers and like a big part of early comics, early Avengers comics. Bishop. I can't recognize a lot of cards, but there are some where I definitely get them. That is beautiful. That is fantastic art. When I was a teenager, I drew the Hulk a lot. He's very difficult to draw, like super hard to draw. So many shaded muscles and things. But yeah, I drew this one all the time. Not Onslaught. I don't remember Onslaught, but definitely the Hulk. We're gonna put that. I'm gonna put that right there. Then we have a Blue Marvel. That's actually a very nice image too. I love that. That's really good. And then we have a Jessica Jones Ultra Stars. Very nice. Love it. Okay. Man, this is yeah, every time I open these, I'm like, I'm gonna go buy more. I can't do that. I spent so much money already this month. I'm like, I think I'm over budget. I think I might be. Yeah, I'm probably over budget. Especially with shipping, I'm definitely over budget. But yeah. This is the Collector. So this is Benicio del Toro played this character in the movies, but in the real life, he is real life in the comics. He looks like this. All right, there we go. It wasn't a 50-minute video, it's a 34-minute video. Still longer than I hoped, but anyway, we got some awesome cards here. Full size Avengers West Coast. Diamond, like this guy right here could have possibly paid for that box. Amazing. I love it. Also, that effect is just phenomenal on that. And then just beautiful artwork on this Avengers set. If you, I'll put a link again in the description. But yeah, this thing, I think it's like $120, which this was a $300 box when it first came out, which I remember because I had it in my cart many times and I thought, I'm going to spend $300 and I didn't because I'm me and I can't do that. That's like a lot of money for me. But when it came down to $130, I was like, yes, I'm definitely getting it now because that's less than half of what it's supposed to cost. And I know the reason for that is because like all the big cards have been found and people track that. And so they know that like, all the best sketch cards are already found, that kind of thing, right? And that's why the price goes down. But at the same time, like I just kind of love the cards. I'm not really chasing anything. So for me, just having the opportunity to open it is fantastic. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I enjoyed making it. I mean, I love my Marvel cards, you can probably tell. So yeah, I really like this. And I hope you saw something you like here. And always get subscribed, leave a comment. All that kind of stuff sort of like helps to grow the channel. I mean, obviously you subscribe, that directly helps. But even like leaving a comment can help. It helps me feel better. And maybe you need to rant a little bit or something. I don't know. Maybe it make you feel better too. But enough of that. Anyway, for now, I'm going to end the video here. And yeah, have a great long weekend. I'm going to upload this on Friday before the Memorial Day weekend. So it'll be a long weekend for everybody else. I'm going to Palm Springs. So I'm going to be like in the pool the whole weekend. It's just pool time for me the whole time, just chilling by the pool. No videos or anything, but I gotta make the videos first. So that's what we're doing right now. Actually, we're saying goodbye right now. I'll talk to you all later. Have a great week and